We are back in the Taco Bell Naked Chalupa Studios in Chicago. And as you can see, we are joined by, oh, that's a new tattoo. We're joined by the lovely and talented Kayla Kassidy, coming to us from, where are you at? In Indiana, Ohio, somewhere in the Midwest?
Louisville, Kentucky. Well, Louisville, Kentucky. I pronounce it Louisville just because, like, I'm from Kentucky.
Yeah,
so that's how
you're a native, so you say it correctly. Like
yeah,
us in Illinois, we say Illinois.
We make fun of outsiders.
Okay, good. That's the way we like it. Yeah, in Chicago, we make fun of outsiders all the time, too, and insiders, too, for that matter. So we're with Kayla Kassidy. She is a hot, young, rising star that is making a name for herself on the indie scene. So I've got so much stuff to ask you because I discovered you on Twitter, and I just thought, man, what a smart-ass, like, mean-spirited, snarky bitch this is. I have to follow this girl because she's just cut from the same cloth I am. So anyway, that's one of the things I like about you is the character. So I'm doing my research on you, because I'm getting ready for this. And so I type up Kayla Kassidy to do a search. And I'm going to get the elephant out of the room right away. The first name that comes up is a country singer, Kayla Kassidy.
Really?
Yeah, you didn't know this?
No, I don't really listen to country that much. I'm from Kentucky, but I don't listen to country that much.
Go figure. And then the second Kayla Kassidy I found is a porn star. So I'm like, holy shit. So by the third time, I finally got to you. The third, it wasn't you. So by the third time I got to Kayla Kassidy, it was finally you. So it all had a happy ending to the story. So I found out some stuff about you. First of all, you're way too hard on yourself. The stuff that's on YouTube is fine. I don't know why you were like, oh, that stuff sucks.
I'm like my worst critique, I swear. I'm like my worst critique. It's awful. Like I'll do like this thing, like I'll go back and I'll watch matches of mine and then like I'll nitpick every little thing and I'm just like I beat myself up over it and I'm like, okay, this is what I can do better. Okay, stop doing this. And it's just like, oh.
Okay, so objectively, that's fine because you always want to learn from mistakes, and especially when you're first starting out. But as a fan who's been watching forever, longer than you've been fucking alive, you're fine. Don't believe me. In 2 years or so progress that you've made, you're in a fine spot. So like I said, for me, it's all about your character. And so I'm watching some of these matches and some of these earlier matches, you're coming out as a face. And I'm like, what? No, this is awkward. This doesn't work. So were you okay? So you're not okay working face.
No, I'm just more, I like working. It's very rarely do I work a baby, but like it's, honestly, I think it'd be cool to try to like work it a little bit more just to get that like more experience under me and to try to like see like what my character is, like how my character is as a baby. But I'm definitely more comfortable as a heel just because, like, I can bring out, like, I guess, my inner self a little bit more out there.
Yeah. I think you're a natural heel, and it's not offensive to say that, but I think that it just comes out more naturally for you as a heel. It just does. Yeah. And I'm seeing you, I'm watching some of these early matches, and you're, like, high-fiving kids, and I'm like, what? No, that's not working.
Ew.
Yeah. That's awesome. So, I mean, you don't work like MJF and you don't talk like MJF, but that persona is kind of what I get from you. That snarky asshole.
Awesome, he's like the biggest asshole.
Exactly. And that's why so many times when I've interviewed heels, I always feel like I catch myself at the last second. Like, do I really want to call him an asshole? Do I really want? And I'm like, no, because he's trying to be an asshole. And so you play a great asshole. So
he's great. He's great at it.
Yeah. So, and like I said, in watching some of your stuff, I'm wondering who some of your influences are. One of the weird ones that came to mind in watching you like physically perform is Maurice. I don't know why, but some of the mannerisms that I got from you, I'm like, that's kind of like a Maurice-ish kind of move. And so who are male and female? Who are some of the males and females that you kind of learned from?
Yeah. Growing up, I think I was about 13, 14 when I like started watching it. And so like Maurice was like Divas champion at the time that like I started watching it. And I was like, oh, she's pretty. She's cool. I like her attitude. I've always liked Maurice.
It just like I said, some of the movements, it just reminded me of her. I'm trying to like figure out like who are you picking up different little things from, and just for whatever reason,
abs. I just need to get abs like her, and I'll be set.
Well,
I like carbs too much. I like carbs.
Lay off the chicken wings and the Taco Bell. So I know, believe me, I'm right there with you. So hopefully you're not frozen. But there we go.
Can you hear me?
I think you were frozen. Yeah, you were frozen for a second there.
Okay, very good.
So talking about some of the earlier matches. So like I said, I've seen you work face. You're talking about Alice Crowley. It was a weird match because it looked like maybe it was in a bar or something. I'm not sure where it was, but there was a dog barking the entire time, and I don't think that was Oliver. I don't think that was Oliver, but I know I heard a fucking dog barking the entire time.
You
ref
probably did. It was actually at the Jeffersonville, Indiana arena, so it's like 15 minutes from my house. I actually trained there. It's a super old building.
Yeah,
and that was at IWA Mid-South, and it's where they run at. So yeah, it's super old building. People, yeah, you probably heard a dog in there, I'm sure.
Yeah, I definitely heard a dog. And then also, like I was saying, the ref was a girl, and she had her gear on under the ref shirt. And I kept thinking like, oh, at some point it's going to become a three-way match. The ref is going to interfere or something. And that didn't happen. But I liked your chemistry with Alice was good. I thought you guys had a good match. So you were too hard on yourself on that one. So then I found this Unforeseen Perez, and I'm like, okay, so you're working with, it's a gay act and a girl. So I'm like, I'm really fucking confused. Is this intergender? I don't know. I'm confused by all genders at this point. So, but you were the face there, and somewhere else I read that was your first match, and I don't know if that's true or not.
So it wasn't my first match. It was probably maybe my third, maybe.
Okay.
Yeah,
so
it was
early.
maybe my third. I was fresh. And
so
I was only a few months into training, and I actually trained with Perez. We were both trained under Larry D. And so we would travel with like Larry, and so he helped us with get that booking. It was at, what was the promotion? It was in West Virginia. Big Time Wrestling, I think. It was over there in Huntington, West Virginia. So, yeah.
And it was funny because the announcers are like, you stole his feather duster. I'm like, I don't think that's a feather duster, but we're going to just leave it at that, you know?
It's funny. I barely even remember that match.
And so then my favorite part was, again, you were the baby face in this. And my favorite part is you're sitting there making like the kiss face, trying to get him to kiss you. And he wants nothing to do with you as a gay act. He wants nothing to do with you. And it was hysterical to me. So,
wait. This was, okay. So I wrestled him twice. The one that you're talking about was in Lexington, Kentucky.
Okay.
So yeah, that was in Lexington, Kentucky. That was for primetime wrestling.
Okay, got it.
Yeah,
I hope you gave him back his feather duster. That's all I gotta say.
I remember that match too, actually.
One of the things in talking to so many girls on the interviews, one of the things the girls always say is they like working with guys because the guys provide a good base. But in that match, like, you towered over him. Like, you're a taller girl and he's a shorter guy. So was it like awkward working with a smaller dude?
No, he's like super, super athletic. So it was like, he and we like trained together. So like we like, you know, we saw each other. I haven't seen him forever, but we saw each other like every week, training together and stuff. So like, I had a lot of fun in that match. He's super athletic.
So then Billy Starks. I have to bring up Billy Starks because it was obvious that you guys are very comfortable together. You probably started out together because you could just see that comfort level and that chemistry was there with you two. So she has the BSB merchandise for Billy Starks, and you have the BBS, which both of them sound dirty to me, but that's a whole nother story. So obviously the BBS merchandise, bad bitch shit, is a parody of her, correct?
Sort of. So we were, so yeah, they have the BSB, Big Star Experience, and I have the BBS Bad Bitch Shit. So Billy, Bad Bitch Shit, actually, Billy helped me come up with that one. And one day, Mouse just randomly sent me a picture of the BBS shirt, and it was like kind of almost the same logos as BSB. Right. And I was like, I like that. And so like I went over to his people, and I got it printed and like got the shirts and stuff made. So like that, I guess that's how it kind of came about. So I'm kind of like, I was struggling there for like the longest time with like a moniker and stuff, and like trying to like fully figure out like who I was, and I'm still trying to fully figure out who I am. But like I feel like it fits me like really good. So yeah, I kind of so Billy's kind of the mastermind behind that, so I just kind of took it and ran with it.
So as you guys are getting bigger and bigger names, you guys should just work on feuding in various promotions that you go to. You guys should work on working together, because you'll play off of each other really well. The one thing I'll say in that match that I saw is she gives you a package pile driver at the end as the finish, and that did not look fun. That I'm like, oh man, I hope you did not get hurt on that, because that did not look fun. So
no, she performed it very safely.
Okay, that's good. And then the last name of things that I saw was this girl, Evelyn Carter, in Memphis. And the reason I brought that up is because I'm watching the match, and lo and behold, the ring announcer is Dustin Starr, who we work with on our shows, is Dustin Starr, who runs Memphis right now. So what stood out to, so small world, because I texted him, I'm like, hey, I'm doing my research for Kayla's show. And then he said, oh yeah, that was the King Mo show we did in Memphis. I'm like, oh my God. So there is awareness. I will say before we go to break that you need to work in Memphis. So you need to hit him up and try and get some gigs at the Memphis show, because they could use some girls that can work and a great character. They could use a great character like you are. So what stood out to me about that match is that you were laying on the turnbuckle waiting for her. And what that always says to me is you're super comfortable. Like you were at that point, I don't know, you'd probably been in it for maybe 2 years at that point when you did that match.
Oh yeah, this was when was this? Was it at the beginning of this year when that?
I think it was during the pandemic or coming out of it, maybe, because there were fans there.
It was coming out of the pandemic, so I hadn't hit my 2-year mark yet. That seems like it was like not that long ago, because I remember, that wasn't that long ago. So that was like right before I hit my 2-year mark.
But that's the thing. You were laying on the turnbuckle so comfortable and like yawning, waiting for her to get ready. So to me, that says you're comfortable in the character and you're comfortable performing. So that's why I said, stop second guessing yourself. Because as somebody who wants to constantly get better, I get it. I understand. But as a fan who's watched this shit forever, you're fine. Relax. So in speaking of some of those places, what are some other like really different kind of weirder places that you've worked? What are some of the more bizarre, I guess, facilities that you've worked at?
I don't think I've wrestled at too many bizarre places, honestly. I'm waiting for that to happen. I'm waiting to come up, like, to be able to tell crazy stories. But I'm sorry.
No, go ahead.
I said with the pandemic, and then also me being injured, it's like I feel like I haven't wrestled in forever. And like this Saturday is my first match back in since March. So
So how weird was the empty arena stuff for you? I mean, again, you're kind of just starting out, so it may not have been that weird compared to a veteran.
It was actually, honestly, it was a little bit more nerve-wracking, because it was just in front of the guys and like the commentators. There was no actual crowd there, just the locker room. So like I just felt like it was more like nerve-wracking rather than like wrestling in front of like an actual crowd. It was a little bit to adjust to. But we all pretty much popped for each other and cheered each other on and like supported each other through it, and like we were each other's fans, so it was pretty cool.
Yeah, hopefully they booed you, I would hope.
Oh yeah.
Okay, good. I would imagine for somebody like you thrive off of that fan interaction. And so for you it might have been trickier because you didn't have any idiots to pick on in the front row, so it might have been more challenging. So
it was challenging.
Well, this Saturday at Freelance, you'll be fine because they like asshole heels. The crowd is very energetic and they like asshole heels. So I think they'll get into you. I think they'll eat you up. So I think it'll be a fun show for your first show back. In wrapping up, talking about other, like you had kind of touched on this, how far are you willing to go as far as like the weird matches? Like you were talking about telling good stories down the line, but like, would you do street fights? Would you do cage matches? Would you do like MMA style type stuff? How?
So I've been in 2 street fight matches. This was like I wasn't even a year in when I was in these 2 street fight matches. I much actually. So I don't know. I guess we'll see.
So okay, so you're open-minded to it.
I'm open-minded.
Okay, so all right, we're gonna take a quick time out. We're gonna pay some bills, and we'll be right back with part 2 with the delightful Kayla Kassidy. So stick with us, guys. All right, we are back. Thank you to our sponsors. We're back with the delightful Kayla Kassidy. She's the one, just if you guys, whoever's watching, she's the one with blue hair. She's the pretty one. I'm the one with the idiot Elvis thing behind me. So, so we kind of touched on, you mentioned your injuries. So I know you're coming back from something now. What was the most recent? Because I know you've had a couple.
Yeah, so this one is a shoulder injury. I took a move wrong. It's nobody's fault. It was just an accident that happened. I cracked my entire shoulder and then I broke the humeral head right below my shoulder. So I was out. It happened at the very beginning of March. Mm-hmm. So yeah.
So you're excited to be back on Saturday?
I am. I'm nervous though. I'm not gonna lie, I'm nervous just because like I have that fear of like getting hurt again.
Yeah. Yeah. So, and then there's been you've had concussions, I want to say?
I've hit my head a couple times.
Okay. And came out of it okay?
Yeah, fine. But I was about 6 months into wrestling and it was during training I broke my foot. So I was out for about 8 to 10 weeks with that. Mm-hmm. So, but this one just seems like it seems like it dragged a little bit longer, but
how do you motivate yourself to come back from stuff like that? Like, is it hard or are you just itching to come back?
There's been times like I got like really, really into my head and I was just like, I don't know like what I want to do. But it's just like, now I'm like starting to like, these last couple of weeks, I went back, I finally got cleared and I was able to go back to training and stuff. And it's just like, now I want to like see how far I can go. I want to like push myself and do better and, stop with like slacking and stuff, like feeling sorry for myself. So. Cool.
Good. I'm looking forward to seeing you there. Cause that, like I said, that's a good crowd. They're energetic and they're pretty intelligent. They're pretty educated fans. The beer will be flowing. So there's that. So I don't know if that's a good thing or bad thing. So,
I don't drink, but hey, party on. I don't care.
Yeah. For them, they'll be more lively.
Yeah. Freelance has been a place I've been wanting to wrestle since I started wrestling 2 years ago. So
yeah.
I'm really, really excited.
Cool. Yeah. It'll be an exciting place for you to work. I know you've talked about before. Well, you talked about training and you said Larry D. So is it awkward for a girl to train with guys? As an old school, old fashioned dude, I always think like, oh man, it's got to be awkward, but is it?
No, actually it was there for the longest time at Larry's. I was the only girl. So I was kind of like, they treated me like, I was, one of the guys. So like, I almost felt like one time when he became like a brother to me, he's like an older brother to me now. But he made this comment one time. He was like, he said something. It was just me and a bunch of other guys. And then he made this, I forgot what the comment was, but he was like, oh, sorry. Sometimes I forget that you're even a female. And I'm like, thanks.
Yeah.
But yeah. I don't know. It's just like, and then like when I started training with females, like I got really excited because it's like I didn't have these females to work when I was like training, you know. And so now like I train with females, and it's fun. But like training with the guys, it's like almost like I guess I hit harder. I don't know, but like I don't know. But
so
it's
okay.
just there's no awkwardness or anything really.
Okay. I stand proven wrong again, as always, on that question. So you've mentioned before, you mentioned your dad. Your dad is somehow in the business or connected in the business?
No, when I was really young, he did a little bit of independent wrestling, but he didn't travel or anything. It was just like basically like maybe one or two promotions, and he only did that for on and off for just a few years. Like I barely even remember really going to watch him wrestle that much, but I picked up the sport off of my dad and my brother. My brother was a huge wrestling fan too. And so, yeah, it was about 13, 14 when I started watching it with them. And then I just kind of like, well, my dad's still kind of a fan. He still watches it. My brother and my sister both grew out of it.
Yeah.
But when we were younger, we all three were like, oh yeah, we're going to be wrestlers. Oh yeah, we're going to be wrestlers. And me and my sister, we were like saying they were going to be a tag team. And then like they like grew out of it, but I didn't.
Right. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So is your dad somebody we would know, or just he was independent down south?
No, he really wasn't in the business long. Like he didn't really do much, but he's supportive. He's very supportive.
Got it. Okay. So we've talked about working before, and I warned you, one of the things I was going to bring up was Hooters, because again, one of the first things when I first discovered you on Twitter was you posting pictures from Hooters. So there's got to be some good stories from Hooters, because it just, I don't know how long you were there, but there's got to be some good stories as a waitress at Hooters.
I was there for a few months. There's definitely a lot of weirdos that came in. Definitely a lot of weirdos. Came in, and like there's like these old a lot of them were really old drunk guys and pervy, and we're like, just give me your money and go away.
I think part of the deal is you go to Hooters first to eat, have a couple beers, and then you go to the strip club. So that's the guy's mindset when they go to Hooters. So that's what you probably were encountering. So were there anybody that recognized you? Anybody like, hey, I saw that. Weren't you wrestling? Didn't I see you wrestling? Were there any recognition stories?
No, honestly, no.
Okay. So it was all self-contained. Hooters was all self-contained to the non-wrestling fans, apparently.
I guess so, yeah.
So whenever I've gone, not that I go to strip clubs afterwards or anything, but when I have a taste for wings, the deal is the waitress sits at the stool with you and then writes your order on a paper towel or whatever. So is there training? Like, do they train you guys to flirt? Is that part of the deal, or is it just they encourage it, or?
They don't train you. They just kind of encourage it. Kind of, because like, I mean, let's be honest, like a lot of the guys that come there are not there for the food.
Right, of course.
So
I was always there for the chicken. I'm just saying,
But yeah, most of it, like, you just be super, super friendly. I mean, like, really earn your money, but don't like let anybody like cross that boundary.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And
yeah. No phone numbers. That's strictly prohibited. No phone numbers. So
I think one time, this one guy, I was just, he tipped me really good. And like he asked for my phone number, and I gave him the wrong number on purpose. That is so, like, he probably went home and texted some lady named
like
Kayla.
555-5555. That was
like,
it.
My bad.
So my last Hooters comment is, when you said before you were struggling with merch and stuff, you should do fake Hooters, like logos and stuff, like parodies of the Hooters logo as the merch. Because like I said, if I found you that way, then other people probably associate you with that too. So, and you put up pictures of yourself from there. So, I mean, that's how some people know you. So I say do fake Hooters merch, not fake Hooters.
That reminds me of something. So like when we were my friend Chad French, he runs a promotion. He had the second one this year. It's called PODCAST. And so he was just like dropping like pictures of each like competitor that was going to be participating on the show. And so he got a picture of the Hooters owl and posted it. And like there's like 3 people that was like, Kayla, and I'm like, God damn it.
So it was just the owl, just the cartoon. It wasn't you, and people figured it out.
And like,
awesome.
Me.
That's funny. That's what I said. I'm telling you, that's a free idea for you. It's the fake Hooters merch. So you mentioned PODCAST, and actually I was going to bring that up. You've done stuff working with animal shelters, or like charity type stuff.
Yeah, it was a charity event in Salem, Indiana, raising money for the Salem animal shelter. So all the money that came went to that animal shelter. So it was really fun. It was a really fun event. I was booked to go to have a one-on-one match with Aaron Williams. And then unfortunately I got hurt. And then I wasn't able to participate really in that. But yeah, it was really fun. I think this was his second. He had one last year. And then, so I think I don't know if he's going to have another one this year, or if maybe he's going to try to make it maybe like a once a year thing, but it's super, super fun. And it's such a cool thing for him to do.
And you have a connection. You're a dog person. You're an animal person.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Is Oliver there or no?
Oliver wasn't born. Oliver wasn't born when we did this past
No. I mean, is he with you now?
No, he's at my mom's.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I have my apartment. I don't have any animals here with me right now, but he's at my mom's.
Got it.
But,
so you've posted enough pictures of him that I think, I just assumed that was your dog. So.
Well, yeah, he's still kind of like, we have like, I guess.
Joint custody.
Joint custody.
Yeah, joint custody. That's how my dog is too.
He's still my dog.
Got it. Okay. So crowd interaction stories. You have to have some crowd interaction stories. Since you've discovered yourself as a heel and you're such a good smart ass and smart mouth at ringside. I mean, before pandemic, obviously, when there were no people, but have you got some good run-ins with fans?
Oh yeah. I mean, there's been like plenty of times when like, especially like females, there's been quite a few times when they've tried like hopping the guardrail.
In which case, you have every right to beat their ass because they have it coming if they hop the guardrail.
I think it's funny. I think it's hilarious.
Yeah. So if you do me a favor, if you see somebody texting in the front row, that is the person that I need you to give major shit to. I need to see like a YouTube clip or something of some dumbass in the front row texting during a match, and then you catching them on calling them on it and just giving them shit. So I think that would be great.
All right.
So let's see, what else do I have here? The Shimmer Experience. I know you did some Shimmer stuff during the pandemic, so I don't know if there was a lot of fans.
Yeah, it was back in October, so we were still kind of in the middle of the pandemic. There was quite a bit of people there. It was at the Collective. Okay. Yeah, so I don't exactly know how many. I can't really remember, but I know there was quite a bit.
That was one of the where they were social distancing and they had fans like spread out in the building. Yeah. So work with them again. Good experience.
Oh, I loved it. I loved it. Shimmer was a really, really fun experience to work. I was really excited because like I was only back in October. I was a year and a half in. So, and to get that get that opportunity for such a big women's promotion, I was like through the roof.
Yeah, they normally, I mean, back when things get back to normal, they shoot in Chicago usually twice a year in the spring and in the fall. And I usually go to the shows. They're fun weekends. They're kind of long and grueling because it's Friday, Saturday, Sunday. It's probably long and grueling for the girls too, but they're fun as hell. They're fun as hell because you get a lot of good interaction with some normal fans. I will say that there's some normal fans there. Many who are not, but they're the customs match guys, but whatever. But it's a good experience, and you would probably work with some really good people. Like I think you worked with Solo and Willow.
Yes. Oh, they're both so cool to work with. I had a blast working with them.
So, and Kylie's done stuff with them, and I know you're a big fan of hers.
Oh my God, yes.
It's funny because you mentioned early on, trying to work babyface. And so when we had her on the show a year and a half ago, and she said she wants to work heel. I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? She is like the biggest white meat baby face this side of John Cena, you know, and should be a massive star and probably will be a massive star at some point. And she wants to try working heel just for the fun of it.
She's
so
already a star.
Yeah, and I thought of you when you said that. I thought, you know, that's what Kylie said too about working the opposite. So if you can master working babyface, that'd be impressive because, like I said, your heel stuff is so good. It's so entertaining.
I would die to wear Kylie Rae. I would probably cry.
She does, like I said, those Shimmer weekends. It's usually Rise on the Friday night, and then the 2 Shimmer shows on the Saturday and Sunday. So I guarantee you, if you put your name in Prazak's ear, you'll probably be able to get there. So, because like I said, I think you've got a name for yourself that's growing more established, and your character work is amazing. Your character work is great. So I think it'd be a lot of fun. So what are you a fan of? What do you like to watch? You a WWE stan or AEW or?
I do a lot of I get on YouTube a lot. And I'll type in sometimes I'll go to guys like Gary J and I'll just be like, hey, send me some matches. Who should I watch? And so I'll do that and I'll just do some film study. And sometimes I'll do Bret Hart and old Shawn. And I'm a huge fan of Shawn Michaels. So I'll watch his older stuff too. And so it really just depends on what I'm in the mood to watch.
So you're not a specific oh, it's Wednesday night, I gotta watch AEW. You're not that.
I'm not too specific.
Okay.
I like to just find what I like and watch it. Sometimes I'll Google Japanese wrestling and see what I can get from there. Older, WWF matches, WCW matches like that. It really just depends on what I'm in the mood for. But wrestling itself, just learning from wrestling itself, it's.
That's the thing. We've talked about this before many times that we have so much at our disposal now. You're obviously way too young to remember tape trading and all the hardship that we had to go through to want to see things from all around the world. Yeah. And now you basically push a button on your computer and you have New Japan live, as it's happening, or the WWE network or, any number of them that you can watch from any promotion at any time. So it is, as a fan goes, it's the golden age. We always say it's the golden age. And for the record, Shawn Michaels is my favorite wrestler of all time. Brian will confirm that when we get done. I'm not just saying that to get on your good side or anything. I love Shawn Michaels too.
I actually almost, I might do it still. I almost got Shawn Michaels inspired gear. The chucks, or the chaps. I almost did. But I might one day.
So that's a sneak preview in case we see that down the line. You heard it here first. You heard it here first. So that makes me think of what is the dream 5 years from now? Aside from being Mrs. Zac Efron, what is the dream 5 years from now? Where are you? If there's an open check, if there's a blank check from AEW or WWE and they have the same dollar amount on them and the name just has to be filled in, where would you see yourself?
Anywhere that I'm genuinely happy. I would say that. I don't want to say a certain place or a certain promotion because honestly my mental health comes before anything, honestly. So anywhere where I'm happy, then I'll take it. That's
an awesome answer. I love that. So I razzed you before about the tattoo. I know you just got something covered. And all I could think of when you were texting or tweeting about the I got bad decision tattoos covered up. I'm like, yeah, we've all been there. We all had that asshole boyfriend or girlfriend. So we all have to get it covered up. So
it was nobody's name. So on my ring finger right here, it was just a skull. And then on the side of my hand right here, it was a star. And so they were out of boredom. They were just out of boredom and not really professionally done. So I just didn't like it. And I was just I really want to get this covered up. And so I went the other day. It was over the weekend, and to this one guy, and I was like, "Is there a way that you can cover this up for me?" I was like, So like he just started doing a little bit of sketching, and I was like, maybe like some like roses or flowers or something.
There you go.
And so he just like popped this on a piece of paper, and then he was like, how about this? And I was like, that works for me.
That
Put
works.
it on.
Yeah, there you go. Cool. So
bitch though.
yeah, of course. So we talked about this is your freelance debut is coming up this Saturday. So fans can watch that. The show is sold out. I'm pretty sure as soon as they announced your match, that was it. The show sold out because your match was announced. So they can watch it though. Everybody who's listening, you can watch it on independentwrestling.tv. It's 7:00 Central this Saturday, not Eastern, Kayla. Anyway, I'm just giving you shit. So independentwrestling.tv, you'll see Kayla Kassidy. Who are you wrestling? Who are you working?
I will be wrestling Blair Onyx.
Got it. And I've seen her at I think I've seen her at some of the freelance shows
I met her
too.
once. Yeah, I met her once. I've never wrestled her, but I met her once. But I've seen her work, and she's really talented. So I'm really excited about that.
So the freelance underground shows are just as much fun as the regular freelance shows. So that's this Saturday with her. Last question before I let you go is, how do you handle the internet weirdos? There's either the feet pick guys, there's the guys who want pictures of the feet, or the internet critics, the IWC critics that nitpick every fucking thing you do. How do you handle the internet people?
I'm really disappointed in like the lack of like feet fetish like messages that I've gotten, because like if somebody messages me, hey, I'll buy some feet pics, guess what? I'll even put some whipped cream on it or something, and I'll see. I'm really disappointed because I've sold like one foot pic.
Oh my God.
Nobody wants feet pics.
So, all right, we're getting this out there. The feet pic guys the floodgates are going to be open now that you said that.
Listen, hey, if you want.
Kayla is not a judge. Kayla's not judging. So she's all about, she's okay with the feet pics. These
little piggies need money.
So, all right. So on the other side of it, the critics, like, you know, when I tweet about wrestling and I comment about wrestling, I'm honest. You know, I'm always going to say, this is fantastic. You know, this Okada and Omega match was 7 stars. I agree. Or Enzo fucking sucks, and I can't stand watching Enzo in the ring. So I'm always going to be honest. So when people read what I write, I like to think they're going to at least get an honest opinion, objective opinion. You know, I don't have an agenda that AEW is better than WWE sucks and all that. So, but they nitpick every little thing. So I'm sure as somebody who's in the public eye, you've gotten that. Like they'll nitpick a fucking sunset flip that, you know, you sneezed during or something, you know?
Yeah, I mean, you just kind of like, it's like if it's coming from a worker, then I will 100% like, you know, hey, like I can take critiques and stuff. And like, you know, I mean, the only way I'll get better is if like I'm getting like that feedback. When fans like critique matches, it's like, I don't even want to get into that right now. But, yeah, but I don't know. I think that like fans need to stick to just being fans and enjoy wrestling.
Yeah. That's one thing. Like, you know, we're always talking about guys that I can't stand the people that just rip WWE just because it's the big company and they rip it just because they don't even watch it and they still rip it. I'm like, be objective. If you see some good shit on NXT, hey, news for you. That's still WWE, just so you know.
I think a lot of fans have just gotten too comfortable.
Yeah.
And it's just like, just stick to being a fan and enjoy wrestling.
There you go. There's so much, like we said before, there's so much out there to enjoy. Yeah. You know, I mean, we have wrestling on. When I was a kid, I used to dream like, holy shit, this would be so amazing if we had wrestling every night of the week. And now we pretty much do have wrestling every night of the week.
Yeah,
you know?
You can literally watch it 24/7 on the IWTV network.
Yep, exactly. Sell that network. So, all right, 2 last things before I let you go. I write about junk food too. So favorite junk food?
Chips and queso.
Okay. And I do a music podcast as well. So favorite band?
Linkin Park, even though
Excellent.
I know, even though Chester's no longer with us.
Still, that's some good music. Hey, you should check out the new album from Van Halen's kid, Wolfgang or Mammoth. It's Eddie Van Halen's son. He just put out this amazing album. It's along the lines of Linkin Park in terms of the music style. It's not Van Halen. It's not really a Van Halen style. It's more like Linkin Park type stuff. Okay. So I think you'd really enjoy it. So I will be there on Saturday. I will see you in my bad bitch shit t-shirt, you know. So and go into business for yourself. Where can people find your merch? Where can people find you?
So my Facebook, Kayla Kassidy. My Instagram is Kayla_Kassidy_, and my Twitter is Kayla_Kassidy. And if you would like to purchase a shirt, just DM me.
Okay, and feet pics too. Now that you've opened the floodgates, so if they want to send you feet pics too, you're probably going to be getting that too. Okay. Do not send feet pics. You can request all you want, but do not send feet pics.
But I will. These little piggies will definitely
make you some money.
There
you go. They'll be walking to the bank, all the way to the bank. So, all right. Thank you so much, Kayla. Thank you, listeners, for listening to Chokehold. Thank you, Brian, for producing. And don't forget, I have fun everywhere I go. And you know where I'm going this Saturday. It's to see Kayla headline at Freelance Underground. Cool. There you go. Thanks, Kayla.
Thanks.